Good evening. On our broadcast tonight, new details concerning the debate over the plans with the new science building on campus. Are resident and student voices being heard? I'm standing in front of the Fox Theater, where the city is at a standstill in regards to the future of the building. Proposals have been made to create a church, a tattoo parlor, or even a teen nightclub. I'm standing here in Lot T, where the plans for a parking structure could go through, which would add an additional 15 parking stalls for students. The opening of the mall in downtown Stevens Point initially led to the closure of the Fox Theater building. The rear stage was removed in order to accommodate the downtown area, leading to several controversial debates.
I've grown up in Stevens Point my whole life, and it's always been closed. And there's always been talk about it reopening, like ever since I was a kid.
I'm standing in front of the Fox Theater, where the city is at a standstill in regards to the future of the building. Proposals have been made to create a church, a tattoo parlor, or even a teen nightclub. In January of 2011, a referendum was discussed, including the funds of $5.9 million to go towards restoring the theater. Plans for future renovations conceiving the demolition of the unused mall were also discussed. We asked several students how they felt about the future of the Fox Theater.
Well, I'm a big supporter of the arts, I'd say. So things like concerts and anything like that, I think would probably be a nice venue.
Funding the PAC as it is, I think would be a good idea.
We sat down with the former chairman regarding future renovations for the Fox Theater.
I've been involved in the Fox Theater probably for about 15 or 20 years, and I would like to see it as a multi-purpose space. In other words, having a lot of functions rather than just one function. I think that's what a lot of people would like to see. Family finally decided last January, after a lot of conversation, to deed the property over to the Arts Alliance of Portage County, a nonprofit group. And the idea was the nonprofit group then would take it on as their work and would be able to manage this space where the family was unable to do that.
The future of the Fox Theater is still unclear. Plans going forward will include assessing the current situation of the building and acquiring funds for renovations. These objectives will determine whether the theater will be reinvented completely or become something entirely different in the future. From UWSP News Team, Rick Fisher. The old parking meters will be upgraded throughout campus, and additional ones will be installed downtown as well as in new areas around the campus.
The street rights of way that we're going to be watching will be, in essence, everything probably within a quarter mile to a half mile of the university.
City officials are trying to make using meters easier for students and faculty by trying to implement new technologies with the new parking meters.
A credit card or even possibly a debit card can be used, and then the meter can be funded right through your smartphone app that would be available from the kiosks.
Some students already have difficulties feeding themselves with their financial situations, and it'll be interesting to see if after these additional parking fees and laws are regulated, whether students will continue to feed the parking meters. For UWSP News Team, I am Rick Fisher. Good evening. On our broadcast tonight, new details concerning the debate over the plans with the new science building on campus. Are resident and student voices being heard?
And catch the golden snitch. Non-traditional sports are on the rise on campus. Do sports that use alternative equipment such as the broom have a chance to succeed?
Finally, a Cameroon native hosts a charity event in Stevens Point to raise awareness about an aspect of life that many of us take for granted, access to clean water.
But first, we begin our broadcast with a debate over a reconstruction proposal from the Stevens Point Department of Public Works. Development plans have begun on a new construction project along Business 51 in Stevens Point. Reporter Jason Slike has more.